biblical sense, is not the debasement of the human spirit, but its liberation. This is recognition that we're not self-sufficient beings. The very structure of our lives, our breath, our conscience, our yearning for meaning, all point to beyond ourselves. James, the writer of the book of James, tells us to humility before the Lord because truth and humility are inseparable companions. Pride blinds us, humility opens our eyes. Pride shuts the door on God's grace. Humility opens the window of the soul to the light of His presence. James 4:10. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up. And then comes the divine paradox. When you bow low before God, He is the one who lifts you up. The world says, exalt yourself. God says, surrender yourself. And in that surrender, we find the elevation of our hearts and the restoration of our humanity. Peter reminds us that humility is not simply a posture. It's a placing of oneself under God's mighty hand, the same hand that fashioned the cosmos, yet is gentle enough to guide the trembling heart. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. 1 Peter 5:6. We often want God's intervention without His authority, His deliverance without His direction. But the biblical message is clear. God shapes us before He lifts us, and in due time speaks to the rhythms of divine wisdom. God does not operate on our clocks, but neither does He forsake our cry. The timing of God is as much a part of His sovereignty as the act itself. Just as a sculptor chips away stone to reveal the beauty within, so God forms the soul in the secret place before unveiling His work. Then there's David. David cries out to God in Scripture. He does not ask for a new circumstance, but for a new heart. The heart in a biblical sense is not merely the seat of the emotion, but the center of the will, thought, and moral being. Psalm 51:10. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Create in me, the Hebrew word here is bara, the same word used in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created. David is asking for nothing less than a divine act of recreation. This is the essence of redemption. God does not simply repair, He recreates, He renews, He restores. It's the cry of a man who's reached the end of himself and discovered that only God can cleanse what sin has corrupted. And that is the heart, not self-improvement, but surrender. Not moral cosmetics, but spiritual rebirth. God takes the fragments of a broken life and reshapes them into something that reflects His glory. There's a kind of strength that comes when we finally stop trying to hold everything together on our own. Scripture keeps inviting us into that place, a place where we humble ourselves before God, not in a way that shames us or pushes us down, but in a way that opens our hands and says, Lord, I need you. When we come to Him honestly, without pretending, without defending, something shifts. God lifts us up. He raises us out of the heaviness we've been carrying, out of the places where we've been stuck. Humility becomes the doorway to grace, the moment we stop fighting to stay in control and start trusting the one who actually knows the way forward. And sometimes that lifting doesn't happen right away. God has a timing for everything, even for healing. There are seasons we're learning patience, seasons we're learning to rest under His mighty hand, and seasons where He's strengthening our roots before He raises us up. Humility means that we trust that timeline. We let Him lead the process. Then there are moments like David prayed, when we simply come before God and say, create in me a clean heart, renew my spirit. That's more than asking for relief, that's asking for renewal. It's opening our deepest places to God and letting Him do the work only He can do. And He loves to answer that prayer. He reshapes the heart. He breathes strength into weary places. He makes us new from the inside out. As you walk with God today, let humility be your invitation to Him. Bring Him to the real you, the tired parts, the hopeful parts, the confused parts. Trust His timing and His care, and let Him lift you, restore you, and renew your spirit. He's not asking you to be strong enough. He's asking you to come honestly, and He will meet you there with grace.